Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC, your ultimate hub for everything Liverpool FC. Massive breaking news today as Hugo Ekitike agrees to a move to Anfield, shaking up the Reds' summer plans. With Darwin Nunez's future taking an unexpected twist and a £300 million transfer spree breaking new ground, Liverpool's window is heating up fast. Stay tuned as we break down what this means for the squad, Luis Diaz talks, and more. Let's dive into the latest from Anfield. Liverpool transfer news, Hugo Ekitike latest as Darwin Nunez exit takes unexpected twist. Liverpool are in the market for a new striker and are locked in talks with Eintracht Frankfurt over a deal which would see Hugo Ekitike head to Anfield for big money. Liverpool are already among the Premier League's biggest spenders this summer, but with a deal for Hugo Ekitike now in progress, the champions are ready to keep splashing the cash. The Reds are in the market for new attackers after completing deals for Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz and Milos Kerkez. And Ekitike, 23, has emerged as the club's primary target in their search for a new number 9 ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. If a deal can be struck with Eintracht Frankfurt for the Frenchman, then that would all but guarantee a summer exit for Darwin Nunez. The Uruguay striker has been linked with a move away after a disappointing season, and it's already known that Liverpool are open to a sale. Alexander Isak caused tension between boss and club chief after sudden transfer U-turn. Newcastle's huge transfer boost after Hugo Ekitike agreement and Alexander Isak decision. Liverpool are now in advanced talks with Eintracht Frankfurt over a deal to bring Hugo Ekitike to Anfield for a package in excess of £70 million. Ekitike has been courted by Premier League clubs already this summer, and Newcastle bid for the Frenchman recently. But Ekitike wants to join Liverpool, who also made an approach for Newcastle's Alexander Isak. BBC Sport say that talks with Frankfurt over Ekitike are at an advanced stage, with Liverpool set on bringing in a new number 9 this summer. Personal terms are understood to have already been agreed with Ekitike, who registered 22 goals and 12 assists last season. Bayern Munich are of the belief that Luis Diaz will join them this summer despite seeing their opening bid for the Liverpool winger rejected by the Premier League champions. Bild report that Bayern have not been deterred by said rejected bid and that they have even scheduled a fresh round of talks with some of Liverpool's top brass to discuss a deal for Diaz, who has also been the subject of interest from Barcelona this summer. Diaz is understood to have made it clear that he is keen to explore a move away from Liverpool in the summer transfer window. Darwin Nunez could be forced into a summer rethink after Napoli closed a deal to sign the Udinese attacker, Lorenzo Luca. The Italian champions have been courting Nunez, who is expected to leave Anfield this summer, with Liverpool pursuing a blockbuster deal for Hugo Ekitike. And Napoli's decision to go down a different route could leave Nunez with a dilemma, given Saudi Pro League clubs appear to be the only active teams chasing his signature. Liverpool need to complete at least 6 transfers after Hugo Ekitike's £300 million barrier broken. Liverpool are working on a deal to sign Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt, but there is plenty more business still to be done. Liverpool's summer spending spree looks set to continue with the arrival of Hugo Ekitike. The Reds are in talks with Eintracht Frankfurt and have already agreed personal terms with the forward as they look to bolster their attacking ranks. The Frenchman will become Liverpool's second most expensive signing of the summer, should his move indeed go through, after Florian Wirtz joined the Reds in a club record switch worth up to £116 million from Bayer Leverkusen. Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Georgi Mamardashvili, Freddie Woodman and Armin Pexi have also all been added to Arne Slot's ranks, with Liverpool committing to spending up to £216 million prior to the arrival of Ekitike. The signing of the 23-year-old will likely take the Reds close to the £300 million barrier, if not break it, with Eintracht holding out for £86 million. But that is unlikely to be the limit of Liverpool's recruitment drive, with further attacking reinforcements, a new centre-back perhaps also desired. A look at the Reds' current squad, and there will have to be a number of departures too. Liverpool will boast 31 senior players over the age of 21 with the arrival of Ekitike, with 19 of them classed as overseas players. Clubs are permitted to name a maximum 25-man squad, featuring no more than 17 overseas players. Consequently, as things stand, 6 of the Reds' current players, including 2 overseas stars, would not be able to be registered for the new season. And such a total would rise if further new arrivals follow Ekitike through the arrival door. Admittedly, we can discount a number of the current players, assuming they will not be in Slot's first-team plans, with Rhys Williams and James Balagizi the most obvious examples. Calvin Ramsey is also unlikely to be part of the senior ranks come the end of the transfer window, given he now takes up an overseas place, while it would be little surprise if fringe players Fabian Mrozek, Owen Beck, Tyler Morton and Luca Stevenson also left on loan or permanently. Discount the aforementioned septet and Liverpool are left with a 24-man squad. However, it still includes 18 overseas players, so the Reds would actually be capped at a maximum of 23. There will be senior departures too. Darwin Nunez is expected to move on, while Luis Diaz continues to be linked with a move away after Bayern Munich saw a £58.6 million bid rejected earlier this week. One of Kostas Tsimikas and Andy Robertson could move on too after the signing of Kirkez, while Federico Chiesa's future is also uncertain. Ibrahima Konate's own future is also the subject of speculation, with the Frenchman now inside the final year of his contract. Newcastle lands transfer boost after Hugo Ekitike agrees to Liverpool move. Newcastle's hopes of signing Brentford striker Yoane Wissa have been handed a major boost after the DR Congo international told the Bees that he wants to leave this summer. Newcastle's prospects of securing Yoane Wissa as a replacement for Hugo Ekitike have been significantly bolstered. Brentford forward Wissa emerged as a target after Liverpool outpaced the Magpies in the pursuit of Eintracht Frankfurt striker Ekitike. Speaking of Ekitike, one Frankfurt star has outlined the 23-year-old Frenchman's best qualities. Earlier this week, Newcastle had tabled an offer for Ekitike, which was rebuffed by Frankfurt. Toon boss Eddie Howe had envisioned Ekitike partnering with Alexander Isak, who's picked up a surprise admirer, but this plan was thwarted by Liverpool's intervention. Initially, the Premier League champion was eyeing Isak, but Newcastle maintained that he wasn't on the market. Even if this James Park hierarchy were compelled to sell Isak, they would demand a British record transfer fee for him. This led the Reds to shift their focus to Ekitike, and they quickly gained an advantage over Newcastle. The Frankfurt star has agreed personal terms with Liverpool, and the Reds are now in advanced negotiations with the Bundesliga club. In the meantime, Newcastle has redirected its attention to Wissa, whom it believes could also form a formidable partnership with Isak. Brentford has been hesitant to let go, particularly after losing manager Thomas Frank to Tottenham, selling captain Christian Norgard to Arsenal, and accepting an offer for Brian Mbeumo from Manchester United, all within the past few weeks. Keen not to lose another key player, Brentford attempted to initiate contract discussions with Wissa, whose current deal runs out in 12 months. However, BBC Sport reports that the 28-year-old has expressed his desire to depart the club. Newcastle isn't the only team eyeing a swoop for Wissa, who notched up 20 goals last term and etched his name into Brentford's history books as the club's top Premier League scorer. Tottenham and Nottingham Forest are also keen, with Forest having previously failed to secure his signature in January. All three contenders can tempt the DR Congo international with the prospect of European football. The Bees snagged Wissa from French outfit Lorient back in 2021. In May, Brentford's director of football Phil Giles expressed a calm stance regarding the futures of Mbeumo and Wissa. "If I was looking at a striker or a wide player as another club, then they have to be on a shortlist, you would imagine," Giles acknowledged, speaking to the BBC. "But the number of clubs that can sign them is a small number worldwide, so time will tell if a club has that need or requirement. At the moment, we are pretty relaxed." Liverpool schedule Luis Diaz talks as Bayern Munich transfer hinges on one deal. Bayern Munich are continuing their pursuit of Liverpool winger Luis Diaz and are confident of landing the Colombia star, despite seeing a first offer of £58 million rejected. Bayern Munich are confident of signing Luis Diaz, despite Liverpool rejecting their first offer for the winger. The Reds turned down an offer of £58.6 million for Diaz on Tuesday, but know the Colombia international wants to leave the club. Liverpool didn't even consider Bayern's opening offer and have been firm in their stance that they would only sell Diaz for huge money, potentially £86 million. He contributed 17 goals and 8 assists in 50 appearances across all competitions to help Liverpool end the 2024 and 25 campaign with the Premier League trophy, and Arne Slot wants to keep him. The club have been busy in the summer transfer window, signing Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez to strengthen their squad. They are now chasing Hugo Ekitike and have already agreed terms for the Eintracht Frankfurt striker. Frankfurt rejected a bid of £70 million from Newcastle for Ekitike, but Liverpool believe they can sign him for a fee slightly higher than that because the Frenchman prefers a move to Anfield. But that transfer could see Diaz depart for Bayern, according to reports in Germany. Bild reports that Bayern have not been deterred by their initial bid being rejected and have managed to schedule a meeting with Liverpool chiefs to further discuss the move. Diaz has already agreed terms with Bayern and is keen to follow in the footsteps of Sadio Mane and move on 2 years before his contract is due to expire. Bayern reportedly believe that, once Ekitike is through the door, Liverpool will be forced to balance the books by selling Diaz. Slot's side have already spent over £180 million on transfers this summer and have not offset that through sales, with Jarell Quansah, Kevin Kelleher, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Nat Phillips not netting them much. It is understood that Diaz is frustrated by Liverpool's stance over a new contract for him. He remains on the same contract that he signed when arriving from Porto in January 2022 for an initial £37.5 million and is therefore paid a lot less than stars like Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, who were handed new deals earlier this year. He has 41 goals and 23 assists in 148 games across all competitions for Liverpool and clearly believes he is not valued properly at Anfield. After interest from Barcelona and Saudi Arabia, Bayern have emerged as a viable option for him. Diaz has changed his tune from the end of last season, when he insisted he was happy at Liverpool. "I feel I'm going through a really good period," he told the club website back in May. "I'm really happy to be here, to be part of this great institution, this great club and to have great teammates around me.